Resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. Broadcasting from the TubbyandCoos.com studios, here's David and Brian.
Good afternoon, New Orleans. This is The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280, coming to you live from the TubbyandCoos.com studios. This is David D. Squared DeCorbier with
Brian Held.
Brian Held. How the hell are you, buddy?
I am doing much better than you've been lately, Dave.
I'm fine. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm great. I feel great. I look great.
All right.
Feeling good, Billy Ed.
All right, fair enough, man.
What? Nothing happened to me.
Okay.
Nothing untoward.
All right.
So, all right. Well, as usual, we're going to open up our show with our boy Skungy and his pick of the week, and then we have an interview from the Hijab Hooligan.
Yes.
And do we want to give anything away? Let's tease a little bit about that interview.
Well, it's just she's been blowing up all over the internet for the different cosplays, especially her take on Captain America. But we'll get into that in a little bit in the interview. And then, of course, we'll also have Top Nerd News. We're going to get a report from Gen Con from Candice Huber from
that would be her name.
From Tubby and Coos.
Oh man, get it together.
I know. And we're also going to do This Week in Geek History. So, Dave, how can folks out there find us?
I don't know, but I strongly urge they like the Facebook page. Check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek, or check out our website at twigradio.com. Or follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio, and check out the Instagrams, The Week in Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, of course, once we're off the air, we're going to put this up on Spreaker at Spreaker.com, or you can download Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet. You can also find us on iTunes, YouTube, and at FoxSportsAM1280.com. And, Dave, we've got followers on YouTube.
What?
Yes, it's great.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
Who the hell would follow us?
All right, well,
without much further ado, let's go to our boy Skungy and his pick of the week.
I am not what you would call a handsome man.
Skungy's Pick of the Week is brought to you by GameStop and ThinkGeek.com.
Skungy's Pick of the Week.
He might be an idiot savant.
Woohoo! Skungy, what's shaking bacon?
Not a whole lot. Apparently better than you. So
I'm fine. What is everybody so worried? It's just a heart attack. Okay, see, now you're messing me up. You're making me screw up with my dials.
I'm messing you up. Yeah, that's what it is.
So yes, I had a heart attack. I'm good. I'm
good.
Fine. I have a new bionic heart. I do have a heart for those that are concerned.
We have the technology. We can rebuild them.
Yes, I'm just not allowed to get overly excited or raise my voice or get angry. I promise I won't get angry.
Get the bird!
I'll just play this! Yeah. Oh, smash. All right, so let's bring it back. Our boy Skungy and his pick of the week. Skungy, what the hell are we talking about today?
No Man's Sky has finally been released, guys.
What is it, like 10 years in development or something like that?
It's been a long time that this game's been in development, and rightly so. You know what? I've played.
Now, this is the game where basically there's like a million worlds, and even if you dedicated the rest of your life, I know I'm like, it's just a ballpark figure, but basically you could dedicate the rest of your life and never explore every single world almost.
Basically, you can go to every single planet in this game and visit it for 1 second at a time. Like 1 second you're on this planet, the next second you're on another planet. If you were to do that, the sun would die before you make it to every planet.
Nice. All right, well, I'm going to start that tomorrow.
Yeah, just get on that tomorrow. I've played this game for about 10, 12 hours so far, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know what the hell I've accomplished in it. It is daunting.
Okay.
That's the best word I can use to describe this game. It is by far one of the most robust games. There's so much to do in it.
Like what though? I mean, what is the
mainly you're going to be running around and you're going to be trying to find resources. So you're trying to find resources.
For what?
So, in the beginning, right, you start off on a planet.
You're on a planet. You've crashed on a planet.
Right, and you have to find resources to build your ship.
To rebuild your ship and your multi-tool, as they call it, so you can mine for minerals and fight enemies and whatnot. But you can like catalog the life on the planet, like the wildlife or the plant life or whatever. Or then you can find artifacts that help you learn the language of the local aliens in that sector, and that way you can trade with them better and have better relations with them. And eventually,
like Captain Kirk relations?
No, Dave, not those kind of relations. But I'm sure somebody
I just want
will
to
find
promulgate my species. Damn it!
So, I mean, could you spend a significant amount of time on this starting planet before you even start to explore anything?
It's a planet.
Okay, right.
It's not like, oh, look, it's a map. It's not like other games where you're sitting there. It's like, oh, look, here's a little map, and this is the area. And once you find everything in the area, you move on and everything. It's a planet.
All right, so the open world concept, they've taken it to the nth extreme. So like the planet is like an open world, and then when you go into space, that's open world as well.
Yeah, they'll have different
So the open world
sectors.
just doesn't end.
No, there are different sectors that you could be in. Like when you go into one system, that'll have a couple of planets in that system. And then you can hyperdrive to the next system where they have another star and a couple other planets there. And then you could just keep going. Or they have a line that you want to go to that to get you. The goal is to get to the center of the universe. That's the main goal of the game.
For what reason? No idea.
I haven't gotten that far for them to even tell me that. You know?
Okay.
But you don't have to do it that way. You can literally go off to the left and go, oh, look, I'm going to go over here to this star system because I feel like it.
Okay, so it's not like Star Control 3 where, StarCon, where you're trying to get the red shield off the Earth or nothing like that?
No. It is simply you're an explorer and you're trying to make it to the center of the universe. How are you going to make it? It's completely up to you. How you play this game is up to you. Do you want to explore? Do you want to trade and exploit resources? Do you want to fight your way through? It's completely up to you. It's daunting.
There's you can play it offline. You can also there is an online version, and I know it just dropped for the PS4, and I know that there was a report that two people were on the same planet, practically standing on one another and couldn't see each other.
They could not see each other,
right?
no.
However, they believe that it's due to the server being overloaded.
There are too many servers. That's the reason why. It is right now, I mean, it's having problems because, once again, a game this big.
Right.
And so many people playing it. And then when the PC jumps up.
So now here's the big question for all of our casual gamers out there. Is this a game a casual gamer would even remotely want to pick up?
Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This game is amazing, but it's going to be rough for casual gamers. I hate to use this comparison. I hate to use it, but it's like Minecraft in space. It's the best way I could describe it for the layman who's not a hardcore gamer. There's so much to do that it might scare some people off, but it really shouldn't because you don't have to do everything. You can, just make a beeline to the center of the galaxy and try to get there as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Or you can be an explorer. It's probably one of the most impressive games I've ever played in my life because of the sheer magnitude of it and the thought that had to go into this game, and everybody should at least give it a chance. Very polarizing, though. You're either going to love this game or you're going to hate it.
Well, all right. So now it's only available on the PS4 and the PC at the moment.
That's all it's ever going to be available on. So it's not coming to Xbox.
Did we ever get any confirmation on Steam?
Yes, it is going to be on Steam.
So the Steam box, would that work?
Yeah, because that's Steam.
How much is the Steam box?
They start around $350, if I'm correct. Yeah, around $350 is some of the ones that we have, just depending on the processor and hard drive and RAM you want in it. So yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's
it's $60.
All right, yeah.
Try it out.
Yeah, price and platform. We already got a platform cover. So $60, $59.99.
$60. If do yourself a favor, go watch. They got dozens of videos on this game right now. Go and look at some videos on YouTube. Is this a game
like unless somebody really, 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 really has to play it now, can we wait a little while? Let's weed out some of the people on the servers, or is this going to be a huge game that's going to be? It's going
to be on for a while because you could literally play this game for years and never do everything. So it's a possibility.
Is it anything like Pokemon Go?
Oh,
nothing like Pokemon.
Actually, it sounds like a pretty good value, right? $60 for a game that you could play.
I think I'd rather play this because of my new sedentary lifestyle that my bionic heart has forced me to live.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just looking for excuses to sit my ass on the couch. All right, guys. Well, you are listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. When we get back, we're going to have the Hijab Hooligan. Brian was kind enough to interview her while I was laying on my deathbed.
Yes.
And then we'll have Candice Huber from Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Find them on the web at tubbyandcoos.com. All right, guys. So stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds.
Kasha's Bazaar has an unconventional inventory for the discerning geek collector. Comic book-related collectibles, vintage New Orleans items, militaria, and plenty for your mundane friends. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jefferson Highway, the Unflea Market.
Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby and Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
This is Kate Mulgrew for The Week in Geek, Fox Sports, 1280 a.m. Just kidding. It's Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, the Major from Ghost in the Shell. Listen, or the Tachicomas are going to get you.
This is Brian Hell with the Week in Geek radio show on Fox Sports AM 1280, and I am joined by Dania, Hijab Hooligan, out on the internet there. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm wonderful. Wow, you are getting a lot of attention right now on the internet. You're just blowing up all over the place, huh?
Yeah, definitely. It's great.
Your Facebook page exploded. You just hit over 10,000 likes, right?
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh, yeah. So what brought this on?
Originally, I had a lovely cosplayer called Farlight, who does mainly Loki, shared my page on theirs, and I guess people just started gravitating towards my page from there, and it just, like you said, it just blew up from there.
Now, the big one that everybody's been seeing lately is your take on Captain America. What drew you to this particular character?
Honestly, it wasn't really something political or anything that I wanted to say specifically. It was more just, I really liked the character, and I wanted to do something different, so I thought I'd give it a try. And I actually originally saw a design on Tumblr by a girl called Noor Saleh, who she designed sort of Marvel characters as females wearing a hijab. And I really liked her Captain America one, so I kind of asked her if it was cool with her for me to try it. And she was on board, and from there it kind of progressed. You did all the work yourself? This is completely from scratch costume? I did, yeah. Where did you learn how to sew and get all the skills to make this? I've been sewing for a long time. Since I was a kid, I kind of self-taught myself just to hand sew. I acquired a machine about a year ago, which I've been just sort of training myself to use. I never really learned from anywhere, to be honest. I was always just really curious about kind of sewing and clothes making and things like that. And obviously cosplay is a great way to kind of put that to use. Oh, most definitely. And you do a lot of cosplay. I mean, you mentioned your first costume. You mentioned Captain America. You've also got Joker, Ezio, yes. Nightingale, Loki. And all of this you did yourself, right? Yes, I do sometimes modify clothes, but not normally. I usually like to make them from scratch. Oh, no, that's great. What's in the future? What are you looking at? What are you working on right now? Ooh, well, I do have a lot of plans. I'm the kind of person that anything I gravitate towards will automatically become part of the future plan. But currently I'm working on 2. I'm working on a female version of Gambit from the X-Men, and I'm also working on Wonder Woman, which I'm really excited for because I'm going to be making some armor pieces as well, which will be a first time. So,
are you using like Warbler, or what materials are you going to use on that Wonder Woman?
I cosplay on a budget, being a university student, so I'm going to be using a thin EVA foam, I'm hoping. And obviously the fabrics, because I'll be making this as a custom version, so it'll have a lot of different pieces. But yeah, mainly EVA foam rather than Warbler, I think.
No, that's great. Do you attend conventions in your area? Is there any big events that you do?
I do, yeah. I sort of go quite local with the events that I attend. I'm from a city called Sunderland, which is in the northeast of England. So the main ones that I attend are usually within sort of Teesside, Newcastle, and sometimes Hartlepool, which are kind of within maybe an hour's drive away, both north and south. But I mean, Teesside Unleashed, which is, they have a group on Facebook. They are probably the best of the events that I attend. The people that run it are friends of mine. They're amazing.
No, that's great. And speaking of friends, there were some folks out there who tried to start a GoFundMe page to get you a new sheet for your Captain America, but then that changed, that morphed. So what is it now?
Well, I thought that instead of taking the money for myself, I should try and get it to other people. So I actually started a GoFundMe campaign in aid of Syria and the refugees there, because obviously we all know about the atrocities that are going on over there. And I've been really lucky. We've managed to raise more than £500 within 2 days, which is incredible.
No, that's very selfless on your part, and I think that's fantastic. You would take and redirect those funds, and yeah, I think you're sitting a little over £600 right now on your GoFundMe.
I am, yeah, it's incredible.
No, that's great stuff. All right, well, how do folks out there stay in touch with what you're doing? How do they find you?
Well, I'm on Facebook as Hijab Hooligan Cosplay. I am on Twitter and Instagram, but those are just my personal accounts, so I don't know if they're worth kind of mentioning. But my main page would definitely be my Facebook page, which is just, as I said, Hijab Hooligan Cosplay.
All right, no, that's fantastic. And we definitely look forward to more from you. I mean, you definitely got the attention of the entire world at this point. So any parting words for everybody out there?
Honestly, just thank you all so much. It's been amazing, and you guys are incredible. And just thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the likes and comments.
Awesome, and we appreciate you taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you.
All right.
10,000 likes, Brian?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, she started off before the picture of her Captain America got out. It was about 1,000 likes, and yeah.
Oh well, yeah. I was following her. I think I was like one of her likes in about the 2,000 area.
Right. So by the time we did the interview, it was over 10,000.
Good God.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I really enjoy her take on the cosplay. So, all right, well, you know what? Let's get over to our girl Candice and see what was going on at Gen Con this weekend. So, Candice, tell us about the great games you got to see at Gen Con.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys about 6 of the games, and these are all not out yet, but coming out within the next couple of months, or currently kickstarting or about to kickstart, because I saw a lot of really cool games, and those are the ones that you'll be able to get in the next couple of months.
And these are the games that you saw, and only the attendees at Gen Con saw, right? So this is like total insider information you're giving us?
Correct. These are things that were at Gen Con that if you weren't at Gen Con, you probably haven't seen.
All right, lay it on us.
So first, there's a game called Agility. It's a 2-player game, and it is really cute and really fun. It's a game where it's dog training, so you have to draft your dogs, and then you have to train them up and get them through obstacle courses. And so it was really cute. It's the same guy that does a game called Morals, but it's like mushroom morals, not like, good and bad morals. And that game won Card Game of the Year, actually, a few years ago. And it's the same guy that did that's doing Agility. And it's a card drafting game, so you have cards with all the different dogs, and the dogs have different skills. and you draft the dogs. You draft 3 dogs onto your team, and then you have 3 obstacle courses, and you have to use different colored treats to get them through the obstacle courses. That's the very basic lowdown of it. It's really cool. It's a 2-player game. It plays in like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And so it's a really good, fairly quick 2-player game, and there's a lot more strategy to it than it sounds, because you really have to, there's, some different events that come up that may or may not mess you up, and there's different things that you really have to think about to try to get your dogs through the little obstacle courses. And the dogs have different skills as well. So some dogs might be really good at tunnels, and other dogs might be really good at hurdles, etc. And so you really have to make sure that your team, that the dogs that you're drafting match the obstacle courses that you're going to draft as well. So
that sounds pretty rough.
Gosh, come on.
You're welcome. I'm here all right. So what's next?
Yeah, what's next? There's a game called Unfair, which has not Kickstarted yet. This Kickstarter actually starts August 16th, so very soon. And it is a theme park building game, but it's not just any theme park building game. You have different themes. So the base game is going to come with 4: pirates, vampires, jungle, and robots. So it's right up our alley. And you can use the different themes to build, again, card drafting set collection. But it's called Unfair for a reason, because when you play with other people, you can use your abilities to screw up other people's theme parks.
Nice.
And so the first half of the game is like all fun and games and dandy and everything's going great. And then the second half of the game, everything starts falling apart, and you have to have at the end the best, most awesome theme park.
Nice.
And we played it. It's really good. I actually have, I got a copy of it, which the Kickstarter hasn't even started. So this is like a super exclusive preview copy that I was able to get. So I actually have it at the store if anyone wants to see it, and we'll be playing it at Board Game Night as well.
Nice.
So that is super cool.
All right,
what's number 3?
Let's keep them going.
Yep, keep them going. So the next one I want to talk about is called Love Letter Premium. A lot of people probably know about the game Love Letter. It's a pretty popular game. Yeah. And so Love Letter Premium comes out later on in a couple of months, and it adds, you can play now with up to 8 players with Love Letter Premium, which is the biggest thing that it does. And it also has like jumbo-sized tarot cards in it. So it's kind of just a bigger and better, adds more players version of Love Letter. So that was the big thing from AEG. There's another one from AEG coming out in October called Fantasy, but it's kind of like, it's spelled TAH, and it's kind of like Yahtzee. For people who like Boss Monster, it's a similar thing where you have heroes, you roll dice to see kind of what their powers are, and you have to fight off villains that are trying to invade your village. It's a competitive game, and whoever has the most points at the end wins. That one was really fun. That one comes out in October.
And number 5?
Number 5 is a game called Midnight Legion. This is actually a 1-player or possibly 2-player game. It's very RPG-ish, which is what I liked about it. It only comes with a book. Actually, it's 2 books, the rule book and the actual book. And it's a story. You build a character just like you would in an RPG. Your character has skills and different things that they can do when you build it. And then you just start reading the story, and then it's a choose your own adventure. So you start reading the story, and then it'll say, okay, make a decision. And depending on what you do, it'll say like jump to paragraph 46, and then you jump to that, and then you kind of read through it and go through it. So this
is like a game for me, because I don't like people that have no friends.
Exactly. And so
when's that one coming out?
That one comes out, I think they said around October as well.
All right, number 6.
And the last one, number 6, is called Fate of the Elder Gods. I was very excited. It's from Dice Hate Me Games / Greater Than Games, which is my most favorite game company, game publisher. And it is the guy who did Elder Sign and Arkham Horror, and the guy who did a game called Compounded. They got together and did this game called Fate of the Elder Gods, and you all compete as the gods, and you have all of your little minions, and you're trying to get the biggest basically crowd of minions to worship you. It was really great. Yeah, it was really fun. That Kickstarter is actually up and running right now. I think there's only maybe 8 days left, 7 or 8 days left on it. So definitely check it out. You can go check that out on Kickstarter right now.
All right, well, Candice, we only got about a minute left, so rattle off some of the games that people are going to be able to play at Tubby and Koo's board game night on Sunday, because you are a book purveyor and a game purveyor, and you scored some cool stuff. So
that is true. So you'll be able to play all the ones I talked about. We're also going to have a game called Beyond Baker Street, which is a Sherlock-themed game. We have a game called Dreamwell, which is a game where your friends are caught in a dream and you have to try and get them out. There's a game called Grimslingers, which is also kind of an RPG game. There's Wizards of the Wild. There's Secret Hitler. There's Celestia. There's New Bedford. There's Kill the Overlords. There's Three Wishes. There's Great Heartland Hauling Company. There's one called Dwarves Fall. There's one called Captain Sonar, which is really cool. It's like Battleship, but you play in teams, and it's a real-time thing. All of those and a whole lot more. And we're doing a special game night on Sunday where we're going to debut everything that we got at Gen Con.
All right. Well, that sounds fantastic.
And when can we play these? This Sunday?
This coming Sunday at 6 o'clock at game night. And then if you come, we're going to have a special Gen Con night where we'll have all of these, but then also coming up, we'll pretty much have these at every game night coming on. So if you come visit us on game night Sundays at 6 p.m., you'll be able to see any of the games that I've talked about.
All right, well, that's pretty awesome. Well, Candice, as always, thank you, my dear.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, guys,
There's
stay tuned. After the break, we're going to come back with some top nerd news. Stay tuned.
All right.
If you enjoy books that are sensual, macabre, unusual, and filled with magic, then delve into the worlds of award-winning author and editor Kimberly B. Richardson. Her books, Tales from a Goth Librarian 1 and 2, The Decemberists, and Mabon Pomegranate will surely satisfy your craving for the strange and unusual. Her books are available through Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, as well as Dark Oak Press at darkoakpress.com. Have a cup of Earl Grey, turn the pages, and see what lurks within.
Tubby and Koo's Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby and Koo's Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby and Koo's is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby and Koo's Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandkoos.com. Tubby and Koo's Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Kasha's Bazaar, located at 5727 Jesson Highway, across from Red, White, and Blue. Geeky collectibles and more. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Kasha's Bazaar. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jesson Highway, the Unflea Market.
Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds.
Hello, creeps. It's me, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to The Week in Geek.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
D-Squared.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
So, look, okay, we got to get to top nerd news, but before we get there,
okay,
all right, the folks from Imagination Proclamation Studios, that's John Peters and Jessica McNeil, have been kind enough to give us a 3D printed Pip-Boy, a Mark 3000, and some bottle caps, some Nuka-Cola and some Sunset Sarsaparilla bottle caps.
Get out.
To give away.
Just like free and clear giveaway?
Just free and clear giveaway. But we urge you
47 years ago, Imagination Proclamation stated free crap for everyone.
So we definitely encourage you to check these guys out there. SD Shop, John T. Peters, the Gimpy Giraffe, and Imagination Proclamation. We're going to post this on the Facebook page so you guys can check this stuff out. Let me tell you what, this stuff is incredible. I got it in the other week and looked over at Dave. I know you want it, but you can't have it because we got to give it away.
Really?
Really. All right. But so we're going to make it easy. Guys who are listening on the air right now, you can play along. Podcasters, you can play along too. All I need you to do is tell me what vault the Vault Dweller came from in the very first Fallout. That's all you got to do. All right.
Wow.
That's a real easy one.
So all right, are we gonna? Where do they respond with this answer?
If you could just send us a message on our Facebook page,
Facebook.com/The Week in Geek.
Right. Just send us a message. Tell us what vault number the Vault Dweller came from in the very first Fallout, and we'll do a drawing from all the stuff. First winner, first pick will get the Pip-Boy, and then the second winner will get the bottle caps.
All right, so look, and guys, this is open to all of our podcast listeners. As long as you don't work for iHeartRadio, you are,
eligible to win.
Eligible to win. I guess we'll even if you're like married to one of the members of the show. So but no, we can't let your wife win.
Right. All right. So guys, definitely Imagination Proclamation Studios. Fantastic guys, fantastic work. Definitely want to check these guys out on
And
Etsy.
should we put up the pictures on
Yeah, we're going to put all that stuff up on Facebook. You can check it all out.
And Etsy?
It's on Etsy. The John T. Peters, the Gippy Giraffe, and Imagination Proclamation are the 3 different shop venues that they have for stuff. So, really cool. So, are you ready for Top Nerd News?
I am. Let's do this thing.
And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world. Brought to you by Kasha's Bazaar. Find them at 5727 Jefferson Highway. And now, our top nerd news stories.
Wow, that voice sounds eerily familiar. Who could that be?
I have no idea.
Oh, crap, he's still in the studio. We need to fumigate this place.
You can't kill bad grass, man.
All right, so what's topping off our top nerd news stories, man?
Out of the gate, man, we got to talk about Suicide Squad.
Do we?
Right? Yeah, because actually people, were asking me like, hey, what'd you think about it? And I'm like, listen to the show.
Uh-oh.
So
what did you think? I just saw it today.
I know you did. I didn't particularly like it. However, it's not as bad as Batman vs. Superman, in my opinion.
I hate you.
Okay.
All right, I'll agree with that.
Okay.
So it was much better than Batman vs. Superman.
All right.
I enjoyed it
So was a
wholeheartedly.
dumpster fire.
No, it was really good. I found some of the character building and the leaps in the character's evolution,
Right.
Spotty.
Personally, for me, the only character that I felt was developed at all was Deadshot.
Right. And no, I mean Harley Quinn was evolved a bit.
And I find it unfortunate because Harley Quinn is such a great character. There's so much development to her, and that was way too rushed.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think on the whole, there was this kerfuffle on the internet about the guy suing them for not getting all the Joker he wanted. But you and I disagreed about this, where I thought it was a very Joker-heavy movie. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I liked it, and I liked the portrayal of him.
There's like 3 scenes with the Joker, dude.
There's not 3. There's more than 3 scenes. What movie did you friggin' watch? Did I happen to catch the supercut today?
Hey, don't have a heart attack.
I already did that. I will get angry again.
No.
You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. All right. What?
So, no, I just look. It really kind of, to me, felt like a villain of the week type movie. It was really by the numbers, and the whole first hour that this top 40 music video hit thing.
It was kind of funny how all of a sudden, they went with like a lot of pop music, like really popular music.
Right.
Well, that was from the trailer itself, it was seemed to lead into
Well,
that.
and that's because there was a lot of problems. Like technically, right, the trailer company had a heavy hand in editing this movie. Right, there were 4 editors because they were quitting. Right. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Look,
I would urge people to go see it because it was a good movie.
I'll say this much: if you're a fan of the Suicide Squad, you're probably going to like it. How about that? All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I was a fan of the Suicide Squad, but I mean, the iteration that I read in the '90s had no reflection on what I saw in the theater.
Well, but
at all.
Look, I went and saw it with my wife. She loved it. She is up on the new Suicide Squad, right?
See, I'm not.
So she was happy with it. I don't know anything about Suicide Squad. It's not something I read, and I just felt, looking at the movie in and of itself, I just didn't like it. I didn't. Right. So there we go.
DC, you can't get over it.
It's
Brian.
no.
All right,
look,
moving on.
Moving on. All right. big news that's exciting for both of us.
What might that be, pray tell?
Is George R.R. Martin, his alternative history sci-fi series Wild Cards is in development. And you know what? I can't be more happy about this because it's a new property, right?
Yes.
You know, it's not a reboot. It's not a resequel.
And it is so creative because there's so many different voices in it via the authors because they were anthologies. It was a shared universe, so everybody got to play in the same sandbox.
Oh, yeah.
And each author pretty much had their own character that, they would evolve that character, but he would get involved in the shared universe in the world, and all the authors were allowed to pick characters that they had for other people's characters to play with.
Oh, yeah.
The Amazing Turtle.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the old guys, like, was it Cranston or something? The Sleeper.
Yeah.
He would go to sleep and, be a different person. He's always had either be an ace or a joker. But the only thing I'm concerned about is that they've optioned the rights. Some UCP cable company or something
like
is who bought it. Good note is that Melinda Snodgrass, who was one of the original editors of the series, is going to be at the helm. But I don't like the venues that they might possibly choose. It's like Sci-Fi or USA.
Yeah.
And what disturbs me is that with Sci-Fi, they are so hit and miss, man. They are just so hit and miss, and they don't have the budget to do like a Game of Thrones.
Wild Cards versus Sharktopus.
Oh my God! Yeah, I'm worried that it's not going to really be able to hold the jock of Game of Thrones and try to replace it, especially if it's on USA.
But USA has a very good production value to their shows.
Syfy is what I'm worried about. I hope it doesn't go to Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
Syfy can't even get their own name right.
Real quick,
but USA, they've got some really good dramas.
Yeah,
they got great dramas because dramas are low budget.
Yeah.
Now, what was interesting to me, it's been a while since I've read anything from Wild Cards. I really enjoyed it, but they're still in production. There's a new Wild Cards book coming out shortly.
Yeah, and all those are edited by George R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new ones are based off of like a reality TV show, which was really great twist on when they rebooted the franchise. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
So what's next? We ain't got but about a minute left.
All right, real quick, this is really interesting. Saw this pop up. Virtual reality takes a stage at the world's largest esports tournament. That was for Dota 2, Dawn of the Ancients. But what was really crazy about this is how crazy esports is getting. The prize pool is over $20 million.
What?
Yes. And, of course, this comes from all the people who are buying into it that are building this pool up. But, esports is just an absolute juggernaut at this point. And how appropriate us being on Fox Sports to talk about esports.
It is, man.
But I find it's really cool. I'm glad to see these guys.
It's on regular cable television now. They have every at least twice a week you can catch gaming live on television.
But they kicked it up to high gear with adding virtual reality for picking the teams and stuff in the opening phases of the game. So I thought that was kind of cool. There's those big pushes for VR, and I'm really excited about
this
that
holiday.
Space.
All right, Brian, have you been watching the Olympics?
No, I haven't had a chance. I see all the news.
I have.
Haven't you run a marathon? Have you done any synchronized diving with Steele Johnson?
No. Are you talking about the
talking about Phelps?
Okay, yeah. So he tied a 2,168-year-old Olympic record.
What?
And yeah. So the late great Leonidas of Rhodes had 12 individual wins in the time. Michael Phelps has 12 individual wins to his credit, and he's got 2 more opportunities in this Olympic Summer Games to beat out Leonidas of Rhodes. So, interesting stuff.
Well, good on him.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, when we get back from this break, we are going to wrap up the show, as we always do, with This Week in Geek History. But before we do that, here's a few words from our sponsors.
Kosh's Bazaar has an unconventional inventory for the discerning geek collector. Comic book-related collectibles, vintage New Orleans items, militaria, and plenty for your mundane friends. Kosh's Bazaar, 5727 Jefferson Highway, the Unflea Market. Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
This is the Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. Don't forget you can download a copy of the show at foxsportsam1280.com. Here's David and Brian.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to the Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
D Squared.
All right, I know we don't have a lot of time, but before we get to This Week in Geek History, Book of the Month. We forgot last week.
Read a book.
Yeah. So our Book of the Month is The Hike by Drew Muggery.
Take a hike.
Yeah. And look, I just finished it up this weekend. It was a really great read. Kind of a modern-day fairy tale, very Alice in Wonderland-like, and it was cool. The ending was really, really nice. I enjoyed it, and I'm trying to book him for an interview for next week. So,
all right, so quick, brief synopsis.
I just gave you a brief synopsis.
Okay.
Modern-day fairy tale, Alice in Wonderland-like. It's about a guy taking a hike in the woods and what happens. So, definitely, I enjoyed reading it very much. So we'll talk more about it next week, hopefully.
All right, This Week in Geek History.
This Week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future!
Yes! Oh my gosh!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by Five Stones Media. Find them on the net at fivestonesmedia.com.
This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
All right, Brian, what's leading us off, buddy?
All right, first thing on the list, August 9th, 1996. Starring Kurt Russell, Stacy Keach, Steve Buscemi, and Peter Fonda. It's...
Oh, my God.
Run, baby, run away.
Escape from L.A.
Oh, dang, man. Snake Plissken.
It's easily forgettable.
I know. That's when he was surfing with the... Oh, God, that was a
terrible sequel to a great film.
I know, man. I got Snake on my wall.
Yeah. All right, next item on my list, August 11th, 1962. Spider-Man. He makes his first appearance in Amazing Fantasy number 15.
Oh, you know what?
What?
There was a time you could find that at Kosh's Bazaar.
There was.
I got a picture of that.
Yeah, I think, isn't it sold?
I don't know, but it's a lot of money.
It's
a lot of money. That's a whole lot of scratch.
Yeah. So definitely a beloved Marvel character. All right, this one's for Skungy. August 13th, 1999. ThinkGeek.com launched its website. And interestingly enough, this week they're celebrating their 17th anniversary.
Really? Are they having a sale?
Yes,
they're having
there's a
all
sale.
kind of silly sales and stuff. You definitely want to go check that stuff out. All right, we're getting close to the end. Next item on my list, August 14th, 1975. If you don't get this one, you're going to have to revoke your geek card. Starring Tim Curry, Susan Sarandon, Barry Bostwick, and Richard O'Brien.
Is that Rocky Horror?
It's the Rocky Horror Picture Show, most definitely. So, all right, are you ready for some birthdays?
I am. Let's do it.
All right. On the 8th, Richard Anderson, he was Oscar Goldman in The $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman.
Really?
Yes. On the 9th, Gillian Anderson.
Oh, X-Files.
Yes. On the 10th, Claudia Christensen.
Oh, didn't she go crazy at a convention?
Exoticon. She hit somebody in the private area at Exoticon.
Yes. Wow. On the 11th, Thor, Chris Hemsworth.
Uh-oh. You want me to dress up like Thor? I'll do it. Whatever it takes to have sex with me, I'll do it.
On the 14th, my wife's favorite Storm actress, Halle Berry. No, not really.
Oh,
wow.
You mean Catwoman?
Yeah, exactly. Even worse.
Yeah,
and on the 14th, Steve Martin.
He was born a poor black child.
Was he?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Once again, like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Check out the Instagrams, The Week in Geek. Once again, I want to thank everybody for their well wishes, their good vibes, their thoughts, their prayers. I appreciate every single one of them. Yes, I was in a hospital. Yes, I had a heart attack. But I got a bionic heart, and I'm good to go.
Got better.
And I'm totally never going to be angry again. All right, guys. So until next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.